3. And I'm going to call this up, I have to call this the upper room. One of my chapters is going to be up there, the upper room. So we're talking about God's grace, okay? These people just vibrate love. Amazing. So loving. And I just had to, I looked forward to the church. You know, I really did. I looked forward to it a lot. And there was a lot of worshiping and a lot of crying for me. I mean, literally sobbing every Sunday in the corner, praying. Or, no, I wasn't praying yet. Actually, this was in the beginning. I was just praising the Lord, and I cried. I just cried and cried and cried, okay? And so one day, Dick and John are like they're an older couple, okay? And they would walk around the room, pray, lay their hands on us and pray with us. And just, being near them was very calming. And I mean, they carried the Holy Spirit, no doubt, okay? Um, but, and Kim and Tom, they were like, in their 50s, I think, younger. Kim was the leader and the teacher, and she was amazing, um, just great. And so I did those lessons with her, and she taught a lot about our words being powerful, walking in our authority, claiming God's promises, taking them, claiming them, and walking in them because they're ours. And they're put in that book for a reason, and it's to get us through these times in this dense earth, okay? So also was taught about our, being spoken to existence, walking in dominion over everything, having authority over all, being made in his image, those things, And like I cannot explain, like it's hard for me to even find words for it, but I'm sure eventually I will one day. But it's like I never could articulate or put into words or put together. It's like I've been having spell work thrown at me, like chaos magic, which is okay, I guess. The more you fucking bring, the more I've been elevating. But that's like the only thing that I can, which means, I'm a pretty big fucking deal, right? Okay. And like, okay, so I read about witchcraft. I read about all that bullshit. I've read, whatever, right? But I never really, like, it never really clicked that, or, nor did I understand the depth of it today. Okay. Oh, I'm pretty sure that I was a shaman in a past life and was ostracized or killed for it, and that's another reason why it's hard for me to speak my truth and walk in my psychic abilities, my clairvoyancy, my I'm a medium, okay, and I'm just stepping into this, but I've done some readings, and I've given people words that are right and true, and I feel that yes, but I felt I was crazy for a long time. Now, I didn't start doing this until recently, so let me not get sidetracked. Okay, so here I am in the chow hall in prison, 6th prison term at fire camp, feeling different and meeting these people. And so here comes Dick. He lays his hands on me. The next thing I know, my knees give out. I am rambling in another tongue, and I am crying, like shaking, crying, okay? And they're like clapping. They're like clapping, okay? And that was like the shit that I seen before at churches, the tongue, praying in tongues, and everything that I thought was so freaking weird. And so that's my gift. I have that gift, and I'm supposed to actually be doing that, a lot of that, praying in the spirit to develop and strengthen my gifts. But I feel weird and I feel crazy, and I know that it has to be some type of blockage and an energy, not just one energy, but a bunch. If you know, there are energies, but it's like I seem like, okay, what the fucking was it? When is it gonna stop? Like, I, Okay, so I'm just grateful for the times that I did, go through that Bible, that I did get those Rhema verses, that I remember the Rhema verses that just like hit your heart and they stay there, okay, and are brought up in times of need, okay. Um, Even ones that didn't make sense then, boom, at a moment they'll make sense, and it is what it is, okay. So there it was, there, that's it, okay. That's the big highlight, the upper room experience, being blessed or baptized in the Holy Spirit now, not in just water, but the holy fire. Okay. That is when I started to get a glimpse of my spiritual gifts. So I would explain it as like, okay, that person's highlighted, okay. Or like I still don't understand what it is that, it needs to get stronger. I know that, like my nudges and pulls toward people, towards people, when God has a word for them, or there's something that needs to be, spoken to them. Um, but anyways, that's initially what I started doing, and at that point, like, I would just go up to girls or whatever that he would tell me to go up to, and I kind of never really remembered exactly what I said, but it would always bring them to tears, and it will always be like something that he was answering for them. Um, like in a prayer or one of their conversations, or so that was cool. But I still was like, I know that I'm for a leadership job spot. I know that I am going to be in the public eye. I know that I'm going to be on stage. I've seen myself speaking, over with a crowd of people, advocating and also encouraging. So yeah, I've seen that. But do I know how I'm going to get there? Like, it's still to this day, I really don't know exactly how. But the Lord has given me those bursts of energy, or maybe, and even like my ancestors have given me that burst of energy to where I am in that energy and I rock it for a while. So I know it's there. So just have to figure out what it is why I cannot stay in that vibration, right? Okay, so I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I'm praying. I'm going through shit. Okay, so there's there. Now, never did I have visions, but God would wake me up while I was in that time. He told me I'd have my daughter back. He told me by 12 I would talk to her and see her. And by 13 she would be back with me. And everybody said I was crazy, but I heard it loud and clear, and I knew I would get her back. Okay, so note that to the side. Just note that my daughter was adopted out at 5, and she was gone for 8 years. Okay, change names, change social completely across the United States. All right, don't forget that. All right. So, okay, all right. So they encourage us to pray in tongues a lot. They did, Kim and Tom. So in the morning, I would go out to the track and I would pray in tongues, and I would run a few miles just to get my blood going and get ready for work, because we would go out every day and we were like aggressive landscapers, and we would wait to get called for fire. So I did a lot of brush clearing. Uh, what is that called? It's not called brush clearing. Anyways, whatever. So we did a lot of like extraneous work. Like, it wasn't easy, but I loved it. It was such a challenge, just I just rip around with my chainsaw. It was so invigorating. Well, okay. So I think I was probably like a couple months to the gate. One morning I'm out there, and all of a sudden I am sobbing, and I have this heaviness on my chest, and it's for Ricky, my brother. I'm thinking it's for him or his son. So, I mean, it was a heavy ache. And later he passes, and I understood. But see, at the time, like, my visions or the things I get told, I don't get the message all the way. I'm not sure why, but all I knew is that there was an ache. So I called my mom. Mom, what's up with Ricky? Seems to be fine. Everything's fine. Well, I just felt this heaviness. Are you sure he's all right? Like, where is he? She gave me the rundown that he was back in SAC, which I didn't think was all that great, but it is what it is. Also, while I was there, I did some inner child work, and I also wrote letters to everyone in my family, including my brother, okay? Because I had found out that he had blamed himself for everything that I had gone through, which it kind of caused him to want to stay with